recording.
Okay.
Are y'all able to see the screen clearly?
No.
Okay.
They have to install.
I can't because Alex is.
You want to turn off the?
Git.
It's not even. You want to turn off the light?
I think it's attached to the whole place.
No.
Okay, so this is the Aruw-edu tutorial. And so let's go through. So you have the table of contents. Did any of y'all read through at least a little bit of this?
I did it. I did it.
Yeah, I was gonna have
Yep.
one.
Yeah, okay, perfect. So like that's there. So how many of y'all familiar with what tank drive means?
Yeah.
I just forget why.
No?
Wait, I'm reading it. Hold on.
Girl.
Yep, I see it.
Okay.
I know what it is.
Do you?
Yeah.
So
It's a big military tank force.
yep. So our code architecture, as you can see, is we'll have subsystem, commands, and the command scheduler. We already installed the development environment, which takes too long, and then overview. We'll be editing these files. The control operator interface, I really don't like that name. It's called input handler in our code base. That one just is a mouthful, and
Control operator interface.
yeah, input handler is what we call it.
But on the Aruw, it's control operator interface.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Chassis subsystem, chassis tank drive command. So this is the object, and this defines the behavior of the subsystem. And finally, the robot. Who here is familiar with like pointers and stuff? Pointers?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you look at here, you have a variable, right? So you have, this is how you create a variable. This is how you create a pointer to the variable. So this gives you the address of the variable, because every variable is stored in a single chunk or slot. And this is a reference, which is essentially an alias for the variable. It basically works like a pointer, but it's a lot safer, because pointers allow you to do crazier stuff. So if we go here, and it kind of shows std cout is the print, so cout the variable. It gives you variable, a reference to the variable, no, the address of the variable itself, and another address of variable. So if we see here the answer, what it outputs, oh, it doesn't give you the output. But one of it will give you the actual variable 42, the others will give you some random number, which is the actual computer address of the variable.
Can you get back to like, so the reference is just like another, like you're referencing the same value? Like you're just getting another variable name
But
for the same address?
Can we get short descriptions of what you chose, because I don't know it all.
Oh, here, let me show you an example. So if we create a function, right?
Okay.
Void pool function. So it takes an integer, but if we do a reference to an integer x, so if I do this pool function, x equals 10,
Okay.
and then I say, let's make a variable x, let's make it z, int z 42, and I say cool function z 42. When I do std cout z, what is the value? Is it going to be 42 or 10?
10.
10, because int, basically whenever you have a reference, it is just another name for that variable, essentially. So whatever edits happen to this happens to the original.
So what's the purpose of that?
Because normally you have like that'll be a local variable, so you wouldn't be able to change.
Okay.
See.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then if I do this, this is called pass by copy. So the value 42 will be copied into here, but when this is changed, it doesn't affect the original.
Okay.
Because it's a copy.
Oh, copy.
The final one is where we have a pointer, and notice there's an error because you're working with the address. In order to access, and also it doesn't like it, so if I do this, I give it the address of z, so every time I put the ampersand in front of a variable,
Yeah.
except when defining the type, that gives me the address. It's actually, you want to know the name of this operator? The address of operator. I'm not even joking. That's, and then in order to access it, I have to do this, which is called dereferencing. So this turns it back to normal variable, but the cool thing is z will also become 10 in this case. There are different reasons for why you work with pointers. Well, one way is that before references existed, we used pointers to give side effects on a variable. But pointers lead to a lot of glitches when you don't know what you're doing, so we created references so less stupidity would happen.
So I use references.
Yes. And the other cases for raw pointers if you're working in dynamic memory, but since we're using smart pointers in Fang MCB, there should be no case to use pointers. But that difference is going to be very important down the line. So we have here, and then hold up, let's check configuration. Hardware.
You get it?
No?
Did you find the?
Has no member robot. I guess because we haven't defined robot yet.
I know.
Sorry.
Let's see.
So over here we are going to go to step 1, control operator interface. So first you'll be adding a couple functions to the control operator interface, input handler object, and to this whole directory location you'll find comments of the form step n. Hints corresponding to these sections are listed along. So in C++ we break stuff into different units, so you'll have different files for different sections of code and logic. So we'll be adding the chassis get left input and the chassis tank right out input functions to the operator interface. So step 1, we're going to declare the functions. The function should have 0 parameters and return a float. The functions should be public and they should return a value between -1 and 1. It tells you how declaring a function works. So if you see this defines a class. So I should probably show how a class works. So class spam, public, and then we'll give it a function. So void annoy.
So void is like defining Python.
So whenever you call a function, it can return a value
Yeah.
to do more stuff. But if it doesn't return a value, it's void.
Oh,
So someone give me a message that could be recorded on YouTube. Oh, I'll put O. So if we have the class spam, right? So remember how we started integer?
yeah.
So a class also acts like another data type. So spam, spammer,
Yeah.
and then spammer dot annoy, and that's how you would tell it to do stuff. So there's something called a struct, which allows you to bundle data, but there's also something called a class where you can bundle both data and behavior. But also in C++, structs can also have functions, so they are essentially the same in C++. But structs have their stuff public by default, classes have their stuff private by default. And if you're doing something kind of like you're just only doing a bundle, like vector, you do like double x, double y. So that's a struct. But if you're adding behavior, that's when you should probably use the class keyword. But just, I guess, to be pedantic and confusing, you can.
run it.
do that. So notice how there are two different ways. Not like when I write out the function, I have brackets. You can declare a function. So declaring just means this exists. And there are reasons why you can do this. It seems kind of pointless, but it allows you to break up your program into different files. So instead of exposing a lot of logic, someone who's using this function only needs to know the interface. Like this function takes X and it takes Y and it gives you Z, versus takes X, Y, gives you Z, which is insert worse, convoluted function. So, and so are y'all open up the control operator interface?
Okay.
So how we are going, so step 1, add get chassis tank left input, get chassis tank right input function, declarations. So they said it's going to return a float. In embedded programming, they tend to use float more often because it is half the size of double. Float stores decimals, doubles also stores decimals, but doubles can have more precision. However, I have found it to not impact the size of the executable, even when I switch. We're using doubles because the Unix library uses doubles.
Which library?
In our code base, we use dimensional analysis library.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, why is it more precise?
It has twice the values, so
Oh, okay.
Wait, what are you talking
like
about?
the floating point precision.
Double has more?
Yeah,
It
Precision.
has double.
that's
They're
literally
not-
why they call it double. Okay, so
So we're using double then.
but in this tutorial it says float.
No, I don't do that.
You can do double. They're interchangeable.
As long as you're consistent, right? Whenever you're defining
I
the
want to screw.
If you are feeding a double into a float, it might give you a reduce a precision warning. So then you have to do something like static cast, like float, and then the variable name. But whatever y'all want.
Well, what I meant to say is that if in the declaration we declare as float, whenever we're going to do the definition, we also have to declare as
Yeah.
float, and then vice versa with the double.
Yep. So type this into the class definition. So get chassis tank right input.
No parameters.
Is that they use semicolons instead of colons? Is that
Yeah,
okay?
semicolons
Oh.
and yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because in Python you don't have to, but in other languages, every time you finish
Yeah.
a statement, you put your.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that wasn't paying attention. Is that a function?
Yeah.
Well, that's the declaration of the function, not a document.
It says it exists
Yeah.
basically.
So instead of assigning anything to it, you just put it in there.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna add const because if it doesn't change the state of the class, you want to have it const because it allows you to rule out certain glitches when debugging. But
What does changing the state of a class mean?
so a class can store data, and so whenever you're changing that data, that changes the state. And a lot of glitches happens from changing the state,
So what's
changing the
const?
data. Const means it's constant.
Oh,
It,
And that's
it
applying
can't
to
change the
that-
data.
To that function?
oh
Yeah.
you don't. That prevents it from changing anything.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
So
I
the
thought you were doing that because you. Okay, I got it. Okay.
perfect. Okay, so next part. Let's see what it says. Define the functions. Step 2. Define in the tip above, grade function is defined as you define the
Also-
function right in the logic. Yep.
They also want to like add the keyword mockable at the end of the function.
The what?
Keyword mockable
Wait, where?
at the end of the after the declaration. Like, you know,
Let's.
it was right there in like a blue, one of the blue.
Oh, they do use mockable.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get into why because we'd have to discuss virtual functions and optimizations of embedded
Mhm.
and unit testing. But mockable,
So it's not required. Is that
yeah.
what you're saying?
So what mockable is is that if we go into the definition, this is a bit advanced. But notice how if the platform is hosted, it defines mockable as virtual. But then if platform hosted, define mockable, mockable becomes nothing. So if it is not a hosted platform, if it's not on your computer, whenever it's compiling, it deletes it. But whenever it is for the embedded chip, it replaces it. Oh no, sorry. When it is on your computer, it replaces it with virtual.
So now,
Anytime it says mockable.
to verify that.
When it is for your chip, it deletes it. The reason for this is kind of deep, and I kind of don't want to get into it. Don't worry about mockable. We stopped using mockable anyways in our code base specifically. But let's go into step 2. So open up the .c++ file, so control operator interface.c++. So you'll notice how there's a pattern with HPP and CPP. So HPP is the header files. So whenever you include, these basically get copied and pasted here. So as long as you have a definition, or a declaration, you're able to use certain functions because you know it exists, and ultimately you don't care how it works, you just want the value from this function. And at the end of the compilation, the compiler will link it all together. Also, if I'm speaking French, feel free to let me know if I sound like I'm speaking French. So this is a bit of a controversial take, but I'm gonna indent after the namespace decorations because it just looks nicer. But technically, I don't think many people do anyways. Google doesn't like doing it, but it's not that consequential. So, tank drive. So this is how we define. So notice how tank drive get chassis tank left input is under control operator interface. So if I do control operator interface, you double and then tank left input. I think you do const. Oh, I also have to add double, sorry.
The return part.
What is this error? Or maybe the computer's just being slow. Oh, I see. So we do have to add.
Oh, it has to be a float, isn't it? Like, didn't you declare?
Oh yeah, it is a float. Force of habit. Who cares? Yeah, and then it has to be const. So notice how in the constructor it has a remote.
Okay.
Something called remote.
I run that.
So let's see. Define the functions. Refer to the remote's generated documentation to learn how to interact with the remotes. The functions defined should call the remote's getChannel function. The left vertical switch should be used to get the user input for the left tank drive function, and the right vertical switch for the right tank drive function. Be sure to limit the values. Use the limit val function as defined in this file. So let's open the generated functions. So if you see here, our code is using code. It gets really meta at times in programming. So this is a class called remote, and notice how they're talking about like a vertical, left vertical, right vertical. So we're already locating some keywords, and it's an enumerator, a channel. Not only that, remote contains the type channel. So let's see how we can work. It said, was it getChannel function? So if we find getChannel, so it says getChannel, but what does it take? Does it take an integer?
It's a channel.
It takes a channel, and where's the channel?
It's
Ooh,
inside the channel.
an enumerator. Are y'all familiar with enumerators? Okay, perfect. And in this case, it's an enumerated class. You know why it's called enumerated class for the scope enumerator? because class was already a keyword in C++. That's literally because they didn't want
You
to.
have like enums that are not classes, right?
No, the enum classes are not classes.
No,
They're-
I mean, you can also use enum, like enum, and then your numbers are is one thing, and then enum class is a different thing.
They basically function the same. It's just enum classes have more safety because enums automatically become integers.
Okay.
So they basically collapse into integers, which can lead to some very interesting results. But so this is the function we're doing. Is let's just say const float raw channel input, and then we're doing this. So most programming languages uses equals. C++ uses uniform bracket. You can use equal, but the uniform bracket initialization, it's a lot better.
In which sense?
It helps prevent against implicit conversions. So implicit conversions can be useful, but they can also lead to weird results because they're not written out. So you have to pretty much know more to see that suddenly this variable of one type is suddenly another type. And that can be hard to debug.
So I guess this is less error prone.
Yeah.
Okay.
So K raw channel input. And then, so notice since we're in control operator interface, let's go to the beginning, right? It has a reference to a remote. So it doesn't really matter where the ampersand is with the declaration or definition of the variable. It's just, I like to do it here because this is also like how you do the address of stuff. So we go here, there's a remote. And other thing is, if it is a private member, it can, especially could be edited. I like to do the underscore so you know that you're messing with something that relies on a specific instance of that class. If you can think of it, you can have a bunch of these, but the remote reference could be different. But if you have another more global, I don't want to say global, but you know, I mean like of a different scope, it can be very easy to get mixed up. Because once you narrow down that a glitch is being caused from messing with the state of the class, it eliminates a lot of other parts of the program. So let's see, we're going to change here. This is called the constructor. And I'll show you how the constructor works later. But do this remote dot get channel, and then in order to access channel, it's going to be a doozy. Remote scope resolution operator channel, and then what do I type next?
A left vertical?
Left vertical, right?
Yeah.
Y'all have it typed in y'all's place? I'll try to zoom it out so. Let me know when you're all ready. Continue to the next part. Oh, you're doing the using, but we don't use using that often, unless you're doing type aliases. The reason why using is not good is because it strips away the namespace, and so you can have namespace collisions.
Wait, so can you dissect every part of that line?
This line? So this declares a constant variable that can't be changed,
Okay.
and it takes the remote and it asks it to, hey, give me the reading of this channel.
Okay.
Which channel? Left vertical.
Okay. So that is what's K channel input?
Oh, that's just the name of the
That's
variable.
the name of the variable, and then the equal. So everything enclosed is what the function is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what the variable is.
Wait, remote channel left. Oh, and that's just the directories that you go through to get left
Yeah.
vertical. Okay.
Okay,
They're not
clamped.
directories, but
And
yeah.
you're
Oh yeah,
saying-
yeah.
Yeah.
Clamped
And
input.
what are
So
the W?
What are they like? They're stored in
what?
classes.
They're stored.
the
These are
columns? It's just like
No, left vertical is stored in
scope.
channel.
So it's just saying
stored
Yeah.
in
the
row,
left
those
vertical
are-
object
Those-
belongs to the channel, which belongs to the row.
it's a custom data type.
Okay.
So you
Oh, there it is.
yeah.
And then get channel.
So those are
something.
classes.
It is. It's
Technically,
a function of.
well, not exactly a class. It's another type because not, for example, like how you have floats. They're a data
Yeah.
type,
We have
but they're not
function
classes.
of
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So it's its
Go to
own.
that.
Okay.
Yeah. So enumerators
So
are a
you're gonna
different
do
type
the
of type.
same. You just gotta like.
I see now.
So
You said for the remote, you put the underscore so you know that you're able to
yeah.
change it.
The other major convention is putting M like this in front of it, but it kind of sucks in the long run. So-
So you know it's a reference.
So you know that no, so you know that whenever you're using this, it's reliant on a specific instance.
Okay.
Because once you get to debugging with a bunch of variables, it just helps to know like which is which. And then also another thing to note, so if we did a compiler that was more literal, yes, this would consume more data and be more inefficient. But in C++ compilers in general, these will get optimized away. Like even when you try to look up the variable in a debugger, you can't look it up because these won't exist.
Okay.
The reason why I like staggering it is so it helps with readability.
So now it's going. We can just do that.
So then clamped input. How many of you are familiar with the concept of clamping?
Just make sure that it works.
So let's say that you have a function, usually it's a scaling function, like up or down. So it goes, so the most useful variable range is from 1 to -1, or -1 to 1.
Yes, and then we do that.
So if I give any input that's higher than that, the program might freak out, depending on how it uses that value. So in order to ensure that it's within a valid range, there's something called clamping, where you give it a value, then you give it a minimum and a maximum. So if the variable is below the minimum, the function will just give you the minimum value instead of the actual, yeah.
Okay.
And then the maximum,
Okay. That makes sense.
yeah. So we do
So it doesn't. Okay.
algorithms. In this case, they use limit val,
Yeah. So since we are.
and then just I guess for thoroughness, limit val. Let's try that to get some. So it gives a type name. So this is called a template function. So remember how we can specify float, but also you could also do this math with doubles or integers. So computers are very particular with what kind, in what manner you store a number. So sometimes they'll do something called a template where you'll have the logic, but it can just copy and paste the data type. So this, you just tell it float, and then you have the value, so k raw channel input,
Oh, so you don't have to figure it out and it does it for you.
yeah. And then let's do, and then also magic numbers aren't nice to work with, so we're actually going to be a bit more pedantic and do float.
Okay, so
Yeah.
even if the function, it's not supposed to give you anything outside of like negative one, like the get channel.
Yeah.
You still like you check out every single step that you use the function. Or how
What do you
does that
mean?
work?
You just have to clamp the output at the end,
Right, but like
wherever it needs to be clamped.
how do we? But since the communication of like the get channel function says that it's gonna return a value between -1 and 1. Like when do we? How do we know when to prime and when not to prime?
Oh, the function will do it for you. It's just if the original value is below the minimum, instead of giving you the original value, it gives you the minimum value. Because it clamps it. It can't go below that. And the same thing, if it's greater than the maximum, then it'll just give you the maximum. So it can't exceed these certain bounds.
Okay, but for example,
Mm-hmm.
Here we're using like the function that get channel, right?
Uh-huh.
So let's suppose that that function was already counting before returning.
Oh, then it'll do nothing to it. If it's between those
Yeah.
values, it just gives you the value.
So is that just a matter of like being familiar with your code base to be like I already climb, I
Yeah.
don't have to climb again?
Yeah, it's just, I guess in this case,
Yeah.
it seems like the drivers, yeah.
Where did you specify what the K input name maps?
Oh.
You went back.
So I did a static one, it doesn't belong to specific instance of control operator interface. It belongs to the whole class.
Yes. However,
So it stores this data in only one place. So it is almost a global variable, but it's secluded to only within the
Is that
class.
one class?
Yeah.
So,
Const- yeah.
Okay, an almost global variable.
And then constant expression or const expr is just another type of constant where it can be compiled. It means that its value can be derived in compile time. Because sometimes a constant value cannot be derived during compile time. Like if you're taking it from the user and then once it's created you can't change it, that's a regular constant. But const expression specifies that it needs to be known when the program's being compiled.
Why did we specifically put it in the HTTP?
It defines, it's in the class definition.
Okay, one.
We could also define it in here, but that's a bit more advanced. But yeah. So the reason why I'm doing this is so we don't have magic numbers. So magic numbers, if I were doing -1 and 1 like that.
Yeah.
Now it's easy to understand now, but when you're dealing with more obscure stuff later, when you see a jumble of numbers,
You wanna
like
know what it is?
let me show.
I have to remember the concept.
Was it the?
Well, it's considered.
Was I think Doom source code inverse square root. That looks really Quake 2.
I saw that video. It's pretty cool. I didn't
Yeah.
understand most, but it's pretty cool.
So, if you look at this code, right, you kind of understand it's storing some values, r square root. It's doing 3/2, which is 1.5. You have a number,
Oh, you understand until that line. That's like.
and then it says what the,
Okay,
yeah.
What the?
So that is a magic number.
Okay.
So
so
it
that's why
has,
you want to put it with name and its own.
Yeah.
Okay.
because like you might
Well, it doesn't
understand,
mean you're gonna necessarily reuse it, but it's just there. So.
yeah.
Okay.
The concept.
Yeah, and honestly, it is better to have a name that's too long than too short, because it's easier to shorten it than lengthen it, because you might not know what it says.
Yeah. But can we go back to the other thing where you define this?
Oh,
The magic. The
Yeah.
magic. Okay.
This is where the magic happens.
and I'll just leave a comment. It's like the values, the valid values for
That's the
Oh, you're adding it to yours. Sorry.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. Alex, you ready? Okay. So finally, we use the return keyword.
Woohoo!
Clamped input.
Hooray! Also, you have to specify the.
Return, yeah. I know that there used to be the convention for constant values is like raw channel input, and in more classical coding this was used, but it's also used for preprocessor macros. And due to the risk of what's up, Ivan? Due to the risk of preprocessor macro collisions, like you see how it says like hashtag include or hashtag define.
Yeah.
They'll use that shout case convention, and it doesn't respect anything with scope, so it's very hard to debug at times when you have a collision with a preprocessor macro. So we're stuck with lame variable names like this for constants forever. Okay, y'all ready for the next step? So we're still in step
Is
2.
K the channel? Like, that
Yeah.
was the specific channel.
Oh no, K just means constant.
Constant.
Yeah. Okay, so we're just gonna copy, and then we're gonna paste. But we also have to be careful as programmers, because when we copy and paste, we can forget to change something important. So we have get chassis tank left input. So yeah. So FL for X right input. Well, what else should we change?
Left vertical.
Left vertical, what should become?
Right.
Right vertical. So right vertical. Anything else with the names? I think we named it in a manner where it doesn't matter too much. Let's see, 108 columns. This is a more controversial formatting decision that I've kind of derived throughout the years, but if it's too long, because technically speaking in programming, they try to keep it within 100 or 80 columns, so you can just see it without it kind of overflowing. The reason why I kind of extend this sort of, what is it called, the almond bracket or bracing system, is because it gives a visual hierarchy.
Also called the bracket.
You could also do it like that.
Bro, this
Or-
is so freaky.
I know it is freaky.
Oh, they didn't
But,
freak
yeah.
us away.
Yeah, it is a bit freaky, but this is something. I don't know if I'm the first person to do it, but I found it because look, if you're trying to read this, it's
Yeah.
kind of a jumble. But look at now.
Not for you because you have a curved monitor right at home.
Maybe we're gonna get something to piss you off.
We're gonna do Stroopsup Kanar. What's that? Oh yeah, that's the classical way to do it.
See?
But I
It's
don't.
like,
Why is it so small?
I don't know.
I don't mind the small too. I just left. I think mine is smaller than yours.
That's crazy.
Okay, so let's go on. So we're in step 1. We're making
Sorry, I'm
pretty
upset
good
that
time.
Logan doesn't kill me in my sleep.
So create.
No module.
Oh.
It's 420. Oh, it's 420. Nice. So let's define. Let's see. So we're done with control operator interface. So you'll understand what it's doing. It's just it takes the remote input and gives a context to that input. I don't think UT uses it.
It's like a different.
It's,
Hold up.
That's why we're
Hold
gonna
up.
beat
Let me
them.
double check. I don't want to just slander a team. I don't want to slander a team without.
Without proof.
We're done with like.
Oh, actually, I don't want to go too much into a side tangent, but whenever you're doing a calculation with delta time, you should be measuring the time elapsed, right?
Yeah.
Would you ever hard code delta time?
Wait, who did that? UT Robo Master. I'm scared.
Wait, there's no way.
Do you want
it's 'cause they're
proof?
exact every single time.
That's the question.
That's
Would
why.
you, if you're doing something that requires time elapsed, would you actually use the time elapsed, or would you just hard code it?
Evan, did you get a haircut?
Look, check this out.
No.
Oh, yeah. So
I cut it on Monday night.
look, they just use it raw. I mean, at least they have some names, but they use it raw.
Raw.
They don't use an input handler, and they hard code delta time.
Where?
DT is in all
DT.
caps. No.
I've seen this.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, Honorable? Welcome. We're doing some coding. So check this out. So there is actually a cool feature. So look, if we look at robot constants, check it out. Delta time is hard coded and has been hard coded for at least. Hold on, we can find the exact amount of time.
Wait,
Get
what did
blame.
the
We are. So get blame. Let's see who changed it. So let's move it to the previous. So improve delta time handling
Improve. That's how they improved it.
is through DT. Yeah. So they added it
I don't understand.
on November 11th. It has been almost 5 years.
So if we're gonna beat UT when you're in UT.
We're not hard coding. If
Wait,
UT will beat
you
you will have no chance to beat UT when they no longer hard code delta time.
That's all it takes.
But yeah, no, and I've been asked people because I was like, because it's embedded. Sometimes you want optimizations, but they're like, no, why did you hard code delta time? I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna name who did it or which team, but
don't
I
get
saw
it. What is delta time?
it's just the time elapsed.
Changing
So if I'm trying to do a calculation like estimate velocity, so I'll take like position 1, position 2 divided by delta time. So in code you'd actually get the delta time. You wouldn't hard code it to some magic
It's
number.
not the same every single time.
Yeah, so it's not taking it as an input.
It
Yeah,
is
they just-
hard coded
No.
as an actual.
They said,
Number?
this is the change in
That's what
time,
I'm
and it
saying.
will
It's
never
'cause they're
change.
so confident they know it will never
Oh,
change.
okay, I get it.
But-
I just wasn't sure.
You never
if it
know.
was assigned a variable or if it was like connected to.
'Cause the issue with this is, yes, it has a regular period, but if we go into the source code, this is a bit of a detour. I'm not going to spend too much time on this detour. When they add a delay, which means that it is not refreshing at the actual refresh rate, because it's adding 10 microseconds. That might not sound like much of a difference, but if you're trying to do high precision stuff, it's probably going to mess with your odometry. And who knows, maybe someone from UT who's trying to figure out how to do odometry and it's been glitching for all these years might be like, oh, because we hard-coded delta time. But
But don't upload this to YouTube. Don't let them know.
it is uploaded to YouTube.
No.
This is the
Why
Fang
don't they-
Robotics guide.
When
They will never
Do you think they're going to read our
It's
stuff?
got 0 views.
It's
I will
Okay.
do it a million times. if
Okay.
you know.
I'll follow you
You
on
haven't even seen the
YouTube.
first one.
I'm experienced.
okay, so let's continue the tutorial. So that is the world of magic numbers, what to do, what not to do. It's because a lot of like professors who teach C++ also taught C like back in the old days, which I have respect for, but C++ has more features than C, and you want to be taught how to use those features instead of just coding in C.
You want to take on? He's over there looking
Okay.
cool.
Yeah.
So next step, so let's see. We've defined the functions, we've created our control operator interface. Oh, this is why we went to UT, because I was saying like how they don't use the control operator interface or input handler for
What do we
some
call
reason.
ours?
Input handler. I mean, if enough people want to be control operator interface, screw it. But I feel like input handler is just an easier name. So chassis subsystem. So we need to create the constructor. This is going to be a bit of a doozy, but let's walk through with
I
this.
just want to explain to Jose.
What?
When I like pretend
Oh,
like
yeah.
I'm here. Like,
No, that was the first step.
Constructors? Or what?
you
I was
got
trying-
Yeah.
stuck on the first step.
Yeah.
So check this
You
out.
have to use the pointer in the construction.
So this is bad architecture.
Okay.
We will refactor it at the end of this tutorial if we have enough time.
Wait, why is it bad? I'm just looking at.
So you have an array of motors, of desired outputs. So see STD array, it has a float, and then the length is just the number of motors. So the first number is the data type, and the next number is the length. So desired output. So you have 4 numbers. Then you have another array. It's of type PID, which is a class which calculates something called PID, Proportional Integral Derivative Controller. Sounds complicated. It's really just a software spring. It literally is just a spring simulator, and it turns out if you simulate a spring, it's really useful for trying to go to a target value, because a spring, when you stretch it out, right, the further you are from the desired value, it'll spring towards it. So you can adjust the strength if it springs fast or slow, and then you can also adjust dampening, and then the integral, well, that's not something that springs do, but if it's lingering, it'll give it a nice nudge to like be exactly there.
The PID is not parameter identification.
Nah, sadly.
It's
So-
it's a digital screen.
And then finally, we have the actual motors. So, you know how we can define data types? So why are we having these parallel arrays, which we will be doing duplicate code, as you will find out? What if we just define a new class where each class had their own desired output, their own PID controller, and their own motor? So you only had one array instead of three. But since we'll be doing this tutorial as said, just so people have a reference, and then we'll do a refactoring tutorial
Oh,
later.
you think it's exactly the same thing. Sorry, I'm
Yeah. Yeah, you're spending more effort. So let's find the file. So we have chassis subsystem. So we're at step 3. So what does it say? Create a constructor. The desired output, the PID controllers, and motor arrays must be constructed in the constructor. So notice how these have no brackets or value specified? That is called a variable declaration. Just as you can declare a function, just say it exists. You can say that this variable exists. Do some woo hand waving and stuff. So so member initialization and constructors. So you see, remember how like control operator interface had something like this? The constructor function's name is the name of the class itself. So that's why like this constructor of the name class comes from the class, which looks a bit pedantic, but it just aligns with the rest of the syntax, and then you just initialize it. So this is an array of size 4 containing integers. We're initializing it here, a, then with 4 values.
Yeah, why do you have to-
Cause
Yeah, I
you,
can't, it's because I can't really see.
Oh. the 4 values,
Can you
because
highlight it?
like that.
Yes, I need
So
Then before I see in a second, then it's out. That was the
No, I
last
have
one.
glasses. I just don't wear them.
Oh, man, shit.
oh, it's, bro, you're working in
You'd rather
programming.
die than
You're
run
gonna
into
get
a car with
glasses.
glasses.
What'd you say?
You'd rather like run into a car with glasses.
No, I think glasses are cool. I just don't need them.
Okay. Well, you'd be special. You got 20/20 vision. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you really?
You have 20/20 vision, no stigmatism.
Nothing.
Why Steve?
I feel like everybody has at least one stigmatism. It might have been like the TVs, apparently, because it's so close. TVs actually
Yeah,
just
keep
cause
sitting close to them.
Okay. So
I did that
let's.
as a kid playing PlayStation.
Okay, so we're gonna
superior genes.
we're gonna make the constructor. So notice how that the constructor in chassis subsystem is just a declaration, a declared function. So we have to initialize every motor. So notice this tutorial is a bit vague, which is why we're sitting down here together, because it- so DJI motor. So I'm just pressing F12. So if you want to find out like where something is defined, because it just says motor, you go over it, and then F12 is defined here. So it's actually DJI motor F12. And let's see. The constructor requires a pointer to something called drivers. For those of you who don't know, you know how you have a print function in programming. So
Can you talk about
yeah.
everything in Python terms and I'll get it.
Oh,
Yeah.
But Python is like baby compared to this. It's really hard.
Because a lot of people told me they do Python. What's up, bro?
The parts with OSHA cut look like they're going to be for the like L brackets on the corners.
Okay.
Not the protective side, they'd be 15, but send cut send, it looks like they'd be like $2.30.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yo.
they'll look more into it,
Yeah,
but-
see, yeah, look into that. That's amazing.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so drivers, you can do STD cout motor Oh. Here, you just want to be in chassis subsystem. I'm just hopping around.
Okay.
So you're good. We're just trying to find ways of like part of programming is learning how to find
Yeah.
the documentation, which sucks.
Yeah.
So F12 is your best bet, and then you'll see what it says. Driver struct, the ID of the motor controller, motor CAN bus, which CAN bus it's on,
Okay.
is inverted, the name of the motor. You don't have to give it a name, but encoder wrapped. Oh, let's not worry about that. Encoder revolutions. Notice how these have equal signs. So functions can have a default value. So if this has a default value, you can actually leave it out when calling the function. And I'll show you what it looks like. This is our code base is a lot cleaner, but
God.
this is what I had to deal with like last semester, so y'all have to deal with it too. But also, if we were gonna have a better tutorial, we'd have to like make another tutorial.
Yeah.
So, and this tutorial was made by the devs, so you can kind of see that it does show at least the stuff that needs to be shown. So let's go into chassis subsystem, and then what does it say? Step 1, create constructor. So chassis subsystem. Well, here, let me show you a better way. Since we already declared it, here's a chassis subsystem. So VF. So we're just gonna copy it, and then we're gonna paste it. And then warning with autocomplete on VS Code, it will erase what you have. So just want to do chassis subsystem, and then like so. So let's see. So see how it has a red? Because it has uninitialized members. The convention I like to use is this for initializing constructors, because especially if it's long. So let's see what we need to initialize. What?
I like to use this. But I like to construct.
Because I have to explain whenever I'm doing a convention, because
That's
y'all are
not
not the
the
only
tutorial.
people looking at it. Well, no, there's controversies.
Why are you so controversial?
No, I'm not even joking you. So like, here, let me show you. So there's a bracket style where you do this. So it does here, and then you kind of put stuff here, right?
But that one's better than the one he likes.
That's called KNR or Stroop.
Inline initialization
You made
is
that
more
up.
efficient.
Why does it matter? You made those
Because
memes.
programmers get into debates over this. They don't touch grass.
I didn't.
Yeah.
Well, whoever here, Stroop, indentation style.
I like that one. Which one's the one that you use?
The ugly one.
Stroop. Yeah, see, Stroop.
This one you use?
No, screw that.
That's a good one.
We're using almond.
What?
Where
Your
you
script is so funny.
This one.
So that's
All men? Really? Are you fucking kidding
I
me?
like that
By-
one better.
What? I
Ew.
just gotta go?
Actually, I
By this
like it.
guy.
Ew.
Yours is ugly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your
Have fun with these.
Sorry, I'm not like, oh man.
So,
script.
so yeah, I just have to explain, like, because the reason I do this, especially with how many things some stuff have to be initialized with, is that it just provides a clear list that's
actually
aligned.
just more efficient as well. The classic method, which is to put it in the body, is educational form. And
Yeah,
it makes things readable. But you can do the initialization list, which is more efficient.
That's constant.
It,
Yeah.
it never actually enters the body, and it does it on
That's
instance. So
construct
it's
instead
actually
of
more efficient.
yeah. Also, we're gonna rename this just to have the underscore, especially since we're dealing with more state-dependent variables. So what's up, Melinda? How's it going?
Do you want to sit?
See what?
Sit.
Oh, sit.
He doesn't want to sit.
Programs.
Stuff.
I don't know. And then
I don't know.
So
We're talking big boy programming.
yeah, you're yeah. He called Cap And like, no, it's literally there. I'm pretty sure I butchered his name because he's like, this guy invented C++.
Oh yeah, that's Mr. Stroosh.
Yeah, he invented C++.
Hold on. Everyone, quiet. Let's see how it says. Oh, Strauss. Okay, are we ready to get to the next part?
Okay.
So,
I know, but it's S
desired output.
Wait, where did you get the chassis subsystem one to copy from?
Wait, what?
Where did you get the line
Oh.
30?
Line 30?
Yeah.
Oh no, it is on line 76 in HPP, and you're putting CPP.
We're gonna put up the numbers.
I think I could just rely on the default initializer, but we're just gonna do this for thoroughness,
You can do
for the sake of the beginners. So
What's the reference to the chassis config, main config?
Every Rick uses that one.
oh, what? Say again?
Config
What?
for the chassis config.
Oh no,
reference?
chassis subsystem.
No, I'm saying for the go to the.
So
Okay, yeah.
what can I not do because I don't have?
Why are you yelling at me?
Kill him.
This is my
We'll check in later. Alright. There you
explicit
Oh,
time.
go.
Yarn
Hold it.
stroke.
How are you?
Oh, so this took a while
Wait,
to.
what's the lonesome
Oh, you want it just up there?
Lonesome
colon?
Saddle?
The lonesome colon.
Colon?
Lonesome.
Oh, that's for the initialization that it's
Okay.
saying.
I didn't put it down there. It just
Oh,
had
this is
a
gonna
whole
suck.
bunch of-
So
Don't you know about the street trips?
Chop.
Senior level.
I'm gonna
So,
not do it.
like this. 3YY P.
Why
Okay.
is everything
At one
zero?
point this
YY
Zeros
3P
are sad.
paste.
Wait, why is everything zero? No, I'm scared of that.
Oh no, it's just desired output. Because remember, this is a constructor, so this is when it pops into existence. So we want a chassis that
Move your
wants to
mouse.
stay still when it just pops into
Oh,
existence.
because we have to fill it. But why did it make it a float? Does it have to be a float? Because we said that before.
Wait, what?
Why is it zero as a float?
Oh, because it's 0.
So why does it have? Why can't we just put zero and not zero as a float?
Oh, you could. Actually, implicit conversion allows you to. It's just that it's a good habit when you're saying if it's a decimal number or. Because here's the thing. When we're.
Excellent. You're just
What?
looking at it. Ow.
It doesn't care, but
Oh, it's trying to. Because let's say I have 1 divided by 10, right? That that becomes 0 because it rounds it. So one of them has to have a decimal point. So it's just
I see,
best,
yeah.
yeah. Now, if you wanted to round into 0, then sometimes you want to do some cool stuff. So let's see, PID. I'm just trying to find the information for some modem PID float. Let's go here into F12. Wait, can I full screen this? Oh, that's a lot better. So let's check the constructor. So class PID,
It's just a cat.
it has struct parameter. And then public PID can also take parameter.
It's not me. I'm neutral.
that one's harder to pull off, but yeah.
Oh, I see. So this is gonna look a bit weird, but we have to do potentially something called. Hold up. Oh, do I have to? Maybe they.
I like the green of the comments.
Did I just have
However,
a
there's
typo?
some conventions that I like.
It's okay.
I see.
Oh, if you want your own conventions, feel free for
No,
the
that I
tutorial.
haven't. That I haven't. No. Well, not even conventions, right?
I don't
But
know.
for example, what I try to do,
Yeah.
I didn't.
No,
Like,
it's just I'm
it's not.
fucking.
It doesn't
I don't
have the
understand, like,
same design, I guess, right? Like
Oh.
I was just putting stuff into one variable instead of two, like the
Yeah.
raw value and then the limited value
Bro,
wasn't
I have
separating
nothing
that.
else to pay.
I wasn't
mean,
making
have
them
this, but
constants.
I'm like,
Yeah.
Which I guess it doesn't change the functionality a lot, but it is important. Like
Yeah.
when like finding what's important and what isn't.
No instance constructor, mod PID, scale factor,
think more. Maybe I have genius HD.
PID float.
Like the
What are you
ability.
talking about?
You have ADHD as well.
ADHD because they like the green.
The comments?
It was like that comment. What should I
She said
say?
something like, the green really stands
He
out.
likes
And
green
then I
too.
asked her, oh,
Me?
yes, out of all of
This
them,
one?
and it's-
No.
I remember you like, you know, like the
It's not an
green
insult.
magic.
Oh yeah, it's because opera guy.
It's because the colorblind thing.
Yeah.
No,
I picked the color of his pants,
Syntax is what it's called, not convention.
and when I picked that color, it was definitely green.
It might actually look like the same
This
color
is-
as you.
Wait, is this PID
Nah, he's
parameter?
gonna think it's yellow.
Which
So this equals modem PID float. I'm just trying to figure out how to get it. No instance of constructor matches the argument list.
and set them
But if we go here
variables and then use
into the constructor, the PID can take a parameter.
Wait, go back?
I ran out.
Like I wouldn't know better, but it's a completely different.
With T equals float and scale factor equals 1 year, 1 U
That's why I
matches the argument list.
It's like there's so many.
I wish I was you instead of sending it to my
Exactly.
in your
Oh, no.
library, you want it to be.
You want it to be exact. Yeah, I agree with that point.
But I guess I know where you're coming from because that you don't.
Argument types are modem, PID float.
What is readability? What is structure? What is syntax? And what
There's just a lot of knowledge that I'm missing.
even though it does function correctly.
Dude, my mom.
Yeah.
She like,
Like, I'm not
practicing more
saying this is better than-
age. I don't know. Like, you know, it's like
So
on the
I guess
He said if you click on it and then hit F12, it'll take you to the.
Yeah, the definition.
back to readability. For example, like yours, even though it's more concise,
It's not as
it's
readable.
not readable.
And they put it like over here. It's like,
And so we do pay a price.
I'm gonna try to initialize a PID.
Prioritize readability
When
when the efficiency is so minuscule, when it's more important to read it, like okay,
they
I can
put
see
fiber
exactly
glass.
what
Isn't
that's
that what you were saying?
three variables is
No,
what
but they
they're
just
doing.
have it like.
That's enough for me as opposed to that.
Supposedly.
Like the most, a lot
I
of.
wasn't saying this was like the best.
Yeah, I agree.
was saying it's different.
I believe
And
it.
I'm saying
Yeah, no,
like,
that
I want
one
to learn.
doesn't stay.
I want to build judgment.
Or
so I can
hopefully
do
it
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 here
doesn't
instead of
burn
here.
my skin.
Initializing.
Oh yeah. Where you put it?
Bro,
Yeah,
the pop-ups, just the state of modern web development again.
for real. If your current compiler, you can use vector contents. You can initialize the array
Paper
members
build
using C++.
master. What is the name regarding in Jesus as well?
Yeah. So, struct student is this.
Maybe.
Constructor member initializer list. This might be a bit out there, yeah.
Huh?
This little like ridge right here. It's my wolf keeps getting caught.
It's more efficient.
No, I think it's.
It's back and forth.
Initialize array of classes in C++.
My room's a tile and that's like
Oh, there we go. Oh,
What?
parameterized constructors. So parameterize constructor elements as elements of that array.
That's for like bathroom and kitchen.
Um,
I live in the
I have
kitchen.
different time. I have different time.
So this is an array.
There's a style,
Now you pay for your own
Wait.
misdeeds. Why are you putting tile in your room? Now you gotta pay for
I
it.
asked for time.
But if it's, okay, let's say it's carpet, okay?
For
I
I,
I'm not gonna roll a chair.
I have a roller chair
That's why
carpet.
you get those little plastic mats for carpet.
Your feet must get so cold.
Ew, what is that? What is it?
I put small.
When you're in a tile.
oh, wait, why? Wait, SD array, PID. Did they?
It's not wood.
But then PID is what? What's it defined as?
You took a picture of the tile, so you could find it.
PID is defined as a float. Scale factor equals 1.
Wood floor would probably go better.
I'm trying my best, honestly.
Why
I
didn't you
don't
ask
know
him to
this.
put wood floor?
My father wasn't gonna cook.
Yeah, it's
You're
okay.
building.
Okay.
Wait, when's the build meeting tomorrow?
Oh, it's just from 3. We're doing soldering.
I have work at
I
like
won't be able to make that.
5:30.
Ah, that's cool.
My bad.
Yo, I came a little bit later.
Sure. So argument types are constant, modern.
I'll probably go work out before the meeting across the street. Yeah, I gotta leave the meeting at like 4:50.
A kid? Or an adult?
Who, how?
My coworker
How,
said
when?
you're drowning in the
Wait, you know, you.
when I was there.
And you
No,
know,
I
now
also
you know.
saved the kid, but it wasn't
This
that
is
kid.
very
I know
vague.
kids with kids.
Fancy.
Yeah,
Wait,
like,
it has like
kids
a
drown all the time. Usually I just
Okay.
let them.
Yeah.
So,
Must be
Is
constructed.
that two L-shaped desks?
yeah, we have to reconstruct
Wait, how many monitors?
the.
3?
Yeah,
Bro,
so
that's fucking funny.
two
How does
monitors
it
for one side,
actually
and
building of the.
Turn around.
Two L-shaped
Get it
desks
to
put
work.
together.
Cool!
He's just like
At that point, you should just get one of those U-shaped desks. All the way around is crazy. How do you get in?
Curved
Look at me,
monitors.
the crack in between.
Horizontal.
Wait, let me see. Let me see.
The crack in between, right through here.
remember the cereal.
Oh
my
I don't even complain about
Let me
it.
see.
What do you mean? Yeah.
pointing towards my bed.
Let me see.
Add
I mean, bro, you know when people have the vampire
You guys wanna
turns
show
on?
me?
Just eater it
It's
on.
so good.
Oh, you have to buy some.
Bro, look at the monitors. Look at
That's
the
so like
monitors.
unnecessary.
Touch
I
grass.
know.
Like, why do you have?
Touch
Yeah.
One is for
That's what I
gaming, you
do.
turn around for work.
Is that actually what it is? Why don't you just use the same monitors? Just change the input.
Aww.
I agree with him. Like it does make a difference.
You have two
It's like
L-shaped desks?
oh no, I don't.
But I'm just saying.
Wait, how does that make a difference?
Having multiple tabs open, let's say I have one tab I want to keep open here and then another one on the side. turn
Oh, it's
around,
gonna
and then I have another one.
You turn, physically turn around.
I do.
Have you
No,
seen
I
that?
have a chair.
I mean,
Chair open and
when
we
I
chat.
used to have like a working
Finance
desktop, I had
people.
2 monitors and I had my TV above it for when I'm like playing video
There's a
games.
limited amount.
But
of
like it's
tabs
above.
you
It's
can
not like
click in one monitor. Unless if
Why
it
do you
looks.
have so many
this thing is
But
just kind
I'm
of
used to
crazy.
having so many tabs.
Have you seen Raven's tabs?
I think I have.
Yeah.
Hey, don't judge.
There's no way.
You can probably read like the first
Raven,
one.
open up DuckDuckGo right now.
DuckDuckGo.
Then I'll open a new
I
window
really
Or
and then do more
Firefox,
tabs.
whatever.
Which
Ring
one?
of fire.
Jesus Christ.
Oh,
The fact that you have to scroll is crazy.
I'm not
But
the
it's
worst.
all there. It's all there. And if you close it, you don't know what's
What
there.
if you need to later,
you
bro?
can tell
It's,
them all the
it's alright. It's,
That's crazy. Do you like turn up every
And
time
if
the
you have a
laptop?
TV in your dreams,
yeah.
Alright.
Okay, config dot.
Penguins.
Which
That's the background. And then the technical from the brand.
I don't want to go to class. I mean, I like my class in machine language.
Well, anything?
Order CAN bus.
Yeah, chairs are really working.
Which CAN bus? So let's see. CAN?
well, what are your plans? We're really, well, for our
We're still working on the chassis of system, are we?
Yeah.
Okay. Cause I'm catching up.
Okay. Hey yo, so here's constructor so far.
No, not for.
So we are initializing the PID with their defaults for now, and then we'll figure out how to.
The PID is the springy thing, right?
Yep. So then notice I'm kind of just going down the line for the constructor. So once inverted, once named. So let's see, is inverted. Front left is false, and then the name. Let's name it Bob.
So random. Extreme.
So there, basically the name is what shows up on this LCD screen. We're not going to worry about these. And so that's our first motor. So YY, 3P, and let's name Bill. Someone give me another name.
Cosby.
Anna.
Cosby. We can't do Bill Cosby.
Silly Loto.
Anna and Charlie.
What?
Anna and Charlie.
Loto.
Loto?
Yes.
Yes, what?
Loto?
No, with
No,
an
too
M.
late.
What did you suggest?
Yes. That's what I'm
Okay,
talking
front
about.
left, and then
But isn't Moto, like you mean like Moto like the phone? It's
I don't
too,
know, though.
it's too.
I thought it was just motor.
Well, it is
Just
Motorola,
check out
but if you say Moto, mean that
Both.
you, what, I guess.
Oh, I don't know. I never spell
think
it.
it
I
might
only
be.
say
I
it.
thought you just took out 2 letters from motor.
No, it's Motorola. Yeah, I guess.
Okay.
You got 2 letters from motor.
Wait, 2 letters for motor.
Oh, 1 letter.
let's see what this error
Walk
is.
in.
We should lock in.
What the fuck is this?
So let's check out chassis subsystems. So it has initialize send velocity tank drive. It has refresh, get name, MPS mouse per second to RPM.
There's like my lot in my chassis, so it's funny. I don't know what's happening.
So we're just making the constructor. So we're just giving all of its variables initial values.
I love my phone.
Okay. So we're still on the HPP, right?
Why is it?
We're in the CPP.
We're on the CPP.
Yeah.
Why are all the PID things blank? Oh, because you left
We're-
the
we're-
default. You said that. That's what you said.
We're
About
yeah,
it.
because the constructor for some reason is giving us errors, so we're just gonna move on.
That's where I was lost.
Okay,
like,
you're
I'm
still
like
doing
not in the
constructors.
same
How come? What is the?
So you know the shortcut to like quickly copy a line of code? Or just like,
Shift Alt down.
I'm doing that and it's not working. It's just like
Oh.
You might hit your VM.
Oh,
You might
also,
hit
so
your VM.
finally, so we also, so notice here that this is in, so this is inheritance. That chassis subsystem is in fact a subsystem.
Okay.
Whoa. So I'm not gonna go too deep into the mechanics of what inheritance is, but if it inherits from something, it can generally do whatever that thing can do.
Oh, look at that.
So, and there's other consequences for inheritance, but long story short, it needs to initialize what it inherits from. So all subsystem does is it takes a pointer from drivers. So you might be wondering, why is the tutorial using references and the library is using pointers? It's because they regret doing it. If I remember correctly, I was talking to the developers and they told me flat out, we kind of regret that decision.
Both of the references.
Yeah.
No, that's address of.
Right.
This is reference when you are declaring a variable,
Oh, okay.
but this when it is to over here
Yeah.
with just the variable, you're not declaring it because this more goes with the variable's type of the type reference.
Okay.
But this one is the variable with the address of operator.
So your address of drivers, right? You're
Yeah.
passing address of drivers into subsystem.
Subsystem, yes,
Okay.
but drivers is just a reference.
So what are you like? You're pressing the address of the reference?
Yeah.
I think a reference and a parameter can take in a pointer, which is that top one, drivers, and then the sign drivers.
Yeah.
It can take as an argument a pointer,
Okay.
but locally within our chassis subsystem,
Right.
it's a reference, which is an address.
Right.
Why are
Right.
you always talking about this one?
So So it can
You
be
guys always talking about juice.
Also
right?
for
chassis
It
subject.
is.
But in this case,
Huh?
it is.
No, it can't receive it. Because the pointer can point to an address, you know, the pointer
Yeah, yeah.
the point. So with locally, it will handle it as a reference. It won't manage it as a
So,
point.
because some kids like him buy things and he's
Okay, I just gotta like.
So say if this function.
I don't know why it's requiring me to do this, but we're doing it this way. I'll explain in depth what each section does.
real velocity PID config.
So
That's okay.
so notice how I have this here with in the motors. I can give them specific values
Just
from the config. So this is a struct. So remember I was saying how you could create bundles of data.
can potentially point to a reference.
So this is a bundle. It stores the IDs of the motors, it stores the CAN bus, and also stores something called a PID config.
So the pointer
PID
can point
config just gives you the amount of springiness for the spring simulation.
So it's literally the configuration of the spring.
Yes. Now, what's supposed to happen is if I type in config dot real velocity PID config, it should be alright because the constructor takes a parameter.
Oh, I see.
Wait, I'm curious. What if I just so let's see where it defines PID. If I do this, DD, this might complain, but screw it. So PID, and then, well, no. Oh, it uses it outside. So I'm gonna actually do this. Wait, but it needs to know the existence. Okay, yeah, this is a bunch of not it moments. But it's supposed to accept this, and there's probably a really stupid reason why it's not. I'm not gonna lie, because if you can see, it's doing it correctly for here, and it probably has to deal with the fact that this is doing modem PID float parameter, while this one is using a type alias, but it matches one-to-one. Long story short, we're not going to worry about it too much. We're just going to do something what I call a hack. And so instead we're going to give it the default initializers because that's what's going to be able to be compiled. And why is this complaining? Oh, let's undo that. That should stop complaining. Perfect. And so instead of initializing them with a proper value in this constructor, fortunately they have set parameter. If they didn't, we couldn't do this. And so this is a for each loop. So notice how this loop, this array, this collection contains PID elements. I'll just put this for brevity, PID. Using auto depends, but PID, so this is a variable. This is a reference because when we change PID, we want it to affect the actual members. And so for each PID and PID controllers, PID.setParameter that. Does that make sense?
Oh, so it's like a C++ loop?
Kinda.
You're just iterating through every member
Yeah.
of PID, right? And then for every member of PID,
Yeah,
it's
you set
executing
the
the set
parameter.
parameter.
Yep. Okay, does everyone have this typed out?
No?
No.
Let's have this typed out.
In chassis.
Remember, we might actually finish this today, because like all we have after, I'm gonna abridge some of
Is
the
that all in name control?
what?
In namespace? I can't see. This is all I see on that
Oh, controlled chassis. Yeah. Oh, so you're in. Wait, are you in chassis subsystem or?
Yeah, that's CPP, right?
Oh yeah. So we're just in create constructor. Yeah.
file. Okay.
You'll need the control operator interface. But
What's the role of like the strings at the end of the motor?
oh, the motor constructor wants a name, and the name's stored in a C-style string.
Can we? So couldn't we have like given it like a left, right, right? left,
Yeah, but
like
wouldn't
right.
it be fun?
We can do that.
Okay.
God.
So I mean, wouldn't
Yeah.
that make more sense?
That would make more sense.
Okay, because I was so confused. I was
Yeah,
like, what
yeah.
is this random string like doing there? But
It's-
now I
It's
know
a
that
magic
name.
string.
Because yeah, so remember when I was saying names? So that's why I was just asking people in the room
Okay,
just to
okay,
show
okay.
them that the name can literally be anything.
Okay, but it
It
doesn't
was my
have to be
favorite
anything.
part of the tutorial, okay? Stop hating.
Yeah, I
And,
I'm not hating. I'm asking a
My
question.
Other-
father's
other-
paying attention.
Other quirk in C++ mainly that's inherited from C is notice how it doesn't say the word string. It just says const car pointer name. For those of you who understand how array works, basically C style strings, yeah. And arrays decay into pointers of their first element, an address to their first element. So
Yeah.
Why do we have left front ID, left back ID, left front ID?
that. Let me know when you are done.
That- okay.
Oh, I think we're missing right
Yeah,
back.
we're missing
Oh.
it's left front.
Oh wait,
You
yeah, my
just said-
bad. I see.
Mind your business.
No.
None of your fucking business.
No, my bad. That's,
Chill.
I see what you're talking about now. So.
Chill.
I was like, oh.
So that's what happens. So like when you're copying stuff, definitely you want to double check.
I don't want copying lines of code.
You were gonna another tutorial.
No, but like, how do I just do it
Yeah.
fast without doing control?
Learn Vim.
Shift Alt E.
Look, check this out.
Shift Alt and
Look,
doesn't
look. So
work.
look at my
Yeah, it
T.
didn't work with
Look,
the other. Try
look at these
Control Shift Alt
keystrokes.
down.
So 4YY, 4J,
Wait, what keystroke? I
P.
can't see.
Wait, what?
P.
What?
Wait, what are you doing?
I'm using Vim, but that's like a no. This doesn't work on y'all's because y'all don't have the
This
Vim
shows
plugin.
cool shit.
Oh, it's a plugin.
I'm just showing y'all that this is Control C is really your only option for this. I'm sorry.
No, it's supposed to be able to like copy lines down, but it's
No,
not.
Vim itself, it's a text
It's,
editor. You
it's
can
not
just, like,
working.
have on its
Feel like
own.
a
I blame
And it
Ubuntu.
uses all of those
Ubuntu.
like weird
Feel like a
controls. Yeah, not weird, but it's like super
Yeah.
efficient. It's like hella efficient.
Okay.
Yeah, the shit.
Chill on that.
Wait, you're covering what I want to put. Go back up.
Oh my god.
What is happening?
Oh.
Bro, it's so hard for me to see what's a parentheses or bracket.
Maybe you should get some glasses.
Maybe you should put on your blackboard as well.
A
Do you
bracket.
have glasses?
A bracket is a
Are they with you right now?
I actually don't. I think they might be.
bracket is a goth parentheses. Oh no, that's
parentheses.
wait no, that's a brace.
Hello.
That's not a bracket,
No.
I'll say.
right? Aren't these brackets?
Yeah, those are brackets.
And then so
Brackets
these
are,
are-
the business.
Which ones are the? Those are
parentheses.
curly
Those are
braces.
The curly braces,
Braces
yeah.
are the
No,
goth
people
ones.
call them curly brackets, but they're or
Yeah,
braces.
curly. You call it curly brackets.
But they don't call them curly braces.
Well, welcome to the world of programmer debates.
Brackets for braces, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're called
Oh.
curly brackets also.
Well, yo, how's the mechanical doing?
No.
Not programming.
Oh, I got
Did
you.
you say curly what?
Yeah,
Braces.
and then they should be given like out the 3D printing files for everyone to print on their own time, so they can reserve their time and just kind of come to the Impact Lab or use their own printers. So, yeah.
Yeah, they call them curly brackets because curly braces
No,
is
you're dumb if you
redundant.
call it.
Yo,
that.
guys,
This is why we have those.
let's start typing because we do need to
Wait,
keep
I finished typing though.
typing. Okay,
Wait, I'm doing it in your brain.
okay. Go look at my rally stuff. So next part, I guess maybe I should upload this to GitHub.
Vocabulary.
Wait, all the fuck is
Oh,
going
wait.
on here?
I was actually
Oh.
like doing that on my
Oopsies.
project just to have it a little.
I didn't even put them in the correct step. I'm not even. It's just.
It's all right. I'm just doing cleanup.
This one just coming.
So step 2 is initialize function. So let's see what it says. Because once we're done with chassis tank drive command, that's it. It literally just has 3 steps, and it's very easy compared to this part. So initialize function. What should the initialize function do? The function should call each of the DGI motors initialize function. Okay, so I guess that's it. So let's see what it says. Initialize. So notice it has it has that line, those kind of 3 dots. That means that for this case, it means this hasn't had anything defined for it. So it's a nice little warning. So we go here, initialize, space, chassis, subsystem. Oh, it didn't give me autocorrect, but. So remember how we did the for each loop? So for motor, and make sure it's a reference, because if you don't, then you're just doing by copy. And I think for these, I actually disabled copying, but I'm not 100% sure. So motors, and then motors dot. Oh wait, not motors.
Oh.
Motor dot initialize. So y'all kind of get what's going on here.
It's the same thing as the other one.
Yeah, it's taking the list of motors, and for everything that's inside that list of motors, it's telling it to initialize. It's the motor.
But like what?
It just gets the motor to a ready state, basically.
Oh no, like literally initialize.
It literally, yeah.
I thought that was like some technical.
Oh, okay.
So
But
initialize
that was a
function.
technical term.
This is gonna become a bit of a doozy, but
And so wait, so the and symbols are the reference? Or like what it is?
yeah.
Yeah.
So instead of copying the variable, it's working with the original variable. And the reason why one is instead of having to copy a variable which is large, you can just directly get the values.
So it
But-
says
Okay.
go back and reference that.
Yeah.
where-
So the motor and is the value that it's referencing, and then what comes after, like how is that?
That is the list, the
That's the
collection.
Oh, okay.
So it's
Yeah.
not like calling a function.
Like, if
No.
something's wrong with the
It's
term,
it's a for loop, a for each loop.
what is that? Why is it not?
Y'all ready?
So 4 motors in the motor list. Mode code?
Yeah.
Mode code? Okay.
It originates from the math where they say like for every X there exists a Y, and
Yeah.
those yeah.
It probably
I
doesn't
kind
exist.
of, I understand that, I kind of understand totally.
Okay, so this one is gonna be a doozy. So remember, notice how you're gonna see why we do refactoring, but as the name suggests, this function takes in the left and right chassis speeds in miles per second.
Meters or miles?
Wait,
Meters, right?
meters.
Damn, he's fast.
Yeah. The post condition of this function is that the desired output array should store the desired wheel speed in rotations per second for each wheel. For example, given the left side speed is 1 meters per second and the right side speed is 0 meters per second, the desired wheel speed of the 2 left motors should be positive and be converted from linear speed to rotational speed and blah blah blah. Note that the desired wheel speed should be limited by set velocity tank drive to minus max wheel speed and max wheel speed. Look through the code to find how to convert meters per second to RPM as required. Note that the motors are geared approximately 19 to 1, so any conversion should include a multiplication by 19. Also, the wheel diameter is this. Our code does this a lot more cleanly. We're going to hard code this so we can move on.
Yay!
But I will say, even though technically it is quicker in the short run, when you're going into the long run, you will suffer. Because when you're trying to debug it and we're doing this the messier way, you're going to have to do a lot of jumping around and reinterpreting something you wrote 2 months ago. So that's why you want to do it cleanly. But this is just a tutorial for how to work with Taproot, so you understand how things are separated into subsystems, input handlers, control operator interface, and commands. But let's see what. So all it's just saying is set velocity tank drive. The desired wheel speed. So if the left speed is 1, it should be converted from a wheel speed of 0. So YY. So it takes into meters per second, and look at this. They were so kind to add a meters per second to RPM. Whoa! Notice how they're kind of working with raw decimal numbers, and they're like pretty much saying this is the units. What if instead of that you could do something like meters per second? It would take care per second, and it would just take care of the conversions for you. We use the dimensional analysis library. No other team uses dimensional analysis. But we don't have to worry with this shidazzle. We can worry about more important things. Oh, I have to copy it. So we're gonna copy, we're gonna paste, and then chassis subsystem, set velocity tank drive. So tank drive, right? So if I have a left velocity and a right velocity, that means that if it's left, all the left wheels should be set to the left, right? And vice versa?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, hold up. Let me double check something. So it has an enumerator. Left front, left back, right front, right back. Okay, so we actually have to change it. Left front, left back, right front,
We
right
have to
back.
in the same order.
Yeah, we use front left, front right, rear left, rear right as our convention. And currently we don't mess with this enumerator shenanigans. We're almost done. I know, like, I'm sensing the brain dead
No,
starting to
I-
sink in.
You can tell.
I'm trying to learn as much as I can about people.
They're funny last
Not
night.
learning.
Okay, we're all locked
Probably
in.
sensed it even before.
Okay, so how we're going to do this is very simple. So motors, and then we're going to access it this way. So remember when I said enumerators? Oh, enum class. Oy vey. Okay, we're going to have to do static cast int, and then motor ID dot. So we're doing the left motors first. So const float k left RPM. Left, and then also, not to go too fast, but we're also just gonna place a okay, this should be in the config class. No, it's not in config. So static float. Peace out, Alex. Float k. Yeah, we're actually we could probably have a chance at getting this done. So notice how I added a static gear ratio, because, like, I guess for this class it's meant for a specific robot. If we wanted this to be more friendly, we would add the constructor or the config to have a gear ratio, which we do in our code. But since this kind of code seems to be more specialized and hard codey, we're just gonna have to work with it. So K left RPM is that. And then motors, so it gets a motor equals K left RPM. Oh, motors, not motors, my bad. Desired output equals K left RPM. Also with left RPM, we're going to add K gear ratio times 19. And then what did it say? The wheel diameter is 0.076 meters. So then static const float K wheel diameter. Wait, they already did the conversion in this. Why are they telling us that? Okay. They're hard coding it, which is not the best for like a reusable conversion function, but
What's the static mean?
oh, it just means that the variable belongs to the class, not a specific instance. So whenever something tries to access it, it'll be the same value, and also if something changes that value, all instances will, yeah.
Huh. Wait, then how's static constant?
Oh, a constant?
Static const.
Oh, const, it just means it can't be changed.
So it doesn't just like static changes all instances?
No, if it's not constant. Because you could just say static int variable, and anything can change it, and it'll change for everything. But if you say const, then nothing can change
Then
it.
why does it say static const?
So, because I don't want it to change.
What's a static cast?
Oh, wait, you're talking about static const, not const. Okay.
What's it? Oh, I need.
So, static...
I
so,
was like, isn't this like static const?
so static...
Isn't that, like defeating the
Not
purpose?
allowed in the building.
Okay, so static cast just converts it, so...
Oh, I thought. Okay, this makes sense. I was
Yeah.
like, isn't that like completely?
Turn her down. Away
Yeah,
from
so
the
this
door.
is converting the motor ID into an integer, because remember there's an enumerator. So at their core, enumerators are just integers. However, when it's an enum class, there is protection where you have to be explicit to the computer that you want it to be treated like an integer. And it has its history back then when you're trying to have like when you know in like video games they have like IDs for certain types of like food. Yeah, so that's enumerators. That's kind of like where it had its historical uses. I don't want to say that's its pure origin, but it was just kind of useful that you had like, you had a finite amount of categories, and if you assign each category number, back in the days, if I remember correctly, those categories you would have to write them down somewhere, and in the code you just see 1, 2, 3, or 4 and hope you could interpret it. So we added enumerators to automate that, and then enum class or scoped enumerator to make it safer. Because safety first. So we're just going to copy this and paste it. And so now K write RPM, and then write, and then okay. Y'all have it typed up? Y'all just looking?
I'm gonna look at the tutorial.
Okay, you're just gonna look at the video later? Or?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm just gonna go straight to the refresh function.
So this is for the controller.
Yeah. So let's go here into the refresh function. The refresh function is called repeatedly at some frequency. In ARUWMCB, this is 500 Hertz. So this function should do the following. Call each PID controller's update function, and then call each motor set desired output function, passing this into the PID controller's get value function. Sounded like a doozy, but let's do this. So actually, I remember what this function looks like. Void chassis subsystem. There's more chairs, by the way.
Oh.
So void update function. So every update, we want each set desired output function to get the PID controller's get value function.
So we're trying.
Oh, it's called refresh.
Refresh instead of update. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you could send me a link to like a website where I can learn.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, we got the website link.
Oh really?
Yes.
Okay, then just send me one. I can just check it out.
The interviews that I put on, like,
Oh yeah. So I just hit up Marcos, but like pretty much it's nothing big really. It's just like, you know, it's just double checking after onboarding with everyone. Yeah.
Physical fitness.
So train.
But no, you'll be good. So yeah.
Group gym session.
Oh, just ask them. Just ask Marcos, because it's like by department lead. Yeah. Hey, well, peace out. So refresh function.
Tomorrow at 3, right?
Yep.
Yep.
So update PIDs. What else do we want to do? We want to, let's see, call each motor set desired output, sync desired output. Okay. Oh, then we'll be done. So we're just gonna do it this way. If I was refactoring, I would have these as two functions in refresh, but refactoring is gonna be in the next tutorial. So for PID and PID controllers, we're gonna do PID dot update. Oh, actually, we can't do a for each loop, can we? This is fun. So we're gonna have to do an old school for loop, because remember how we had like the parallel loop, like parallel arrays?
Yeah.
How does it know which motor to access for each PID? Because the PID needs the motor data.
Right.
It doesn't, so we have to do for int I 0, and then we'll do the prefix increment, because if your compiler sucks, it's faster. And then let's see, I equal to static cast, because I guess I wanted it to be more maintainable this way, is motor ID dot number motors. So this is a bit clever in how they did this. So if you'd see here into the motor, where is it? Motor IDs. So enumerators, you can set a specific value, because sometimes, like if you're dealing with MIDI codes, it does help to be able to know which one is which number. But then it will automatically increment by 1. So this starts at 0. But if I start this at 3, this is now 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But if I start at 0, the last element will be the number of motors, because 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow.
So we can just reference. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, the reason why this is necessitated is because we have parallel arrays and we have to do this hack. Because we could just, if we didn't have parallel arrays, we could just do this, a for each loop. But we suffer in this one. So what does PID.update takes? So remember how I said PID is kind of like a spring? Yeah, so each PID controller, if we go into the PID, update, input, so that's the error. So spring is just how far pulled back the spring is. And so if it's too far too far behind, it'll be a positive value. If it's too far ahead, it'll be a negative value. Because if
the
it's
spring-
behind, yeah.
So, I was familiar with putting the conditional in the middle of like
Mhm.
the for loop. Does that make a difference at all?
Wait, hold up. I think you're right.
I don't.
That's my typo, actually.
Okay. No. I mean, I think it should run, but I just don't know like if it was different or not.
Let's double check. My brain is kind of starting to go out.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie,
Because
but-
usually it's just like 4x equals I, I less than x, I plus plus.
So we have statement 1, I plus
Or
plus.
plus I guess, if you said like for the, like whichever compiler optimization
Oh yeah.
or whatnot, yeah.
So we'll do, no, you're right. So this is
Cool.
the what's executed after the loop. So
Are we using braces for that I because it's a numerator?
now we're just doing uniform bracket initialization for everything. Technically we could say equals 0. Let's see, so the update needs an error, so const float k error, and so and then const float k motor RPM, and then we're doing motors not 9, error motors dot get shaft RPM, and then desired output. Desired. So then const float desired RPM. It's desired output. The reason why I'm writing this out is just so that it makes the bottom formula a lot more clear to read out versus having this kind of littering it. So k desired RPM minus k motor RPM, k error. But then PID.update, if I remember correctly, it needs the delta time. Wait, void update?
Refresh. Put in wait.
Oh, PID. So then PID equals is a reference to PID controllers I. And there we go. So next part. So does this formula kind of make sense? Distance from like how long the spring is stretched out, and then all we're doing is giving that spring how long it's stretched out. How's it do delta? I think it does delta time on its own. That's another thing to look into later. So, sync desired output. So I'm just gonna copy all of this because it has the boilerplate code for iterating through all of the possible motor IDs. And if you notice, the motor ID with their respective desired RPM and respective PID controller has the same index number. Does this feel like semi-convoluted?
I think if we look at the formula, it's probably
I just wrote on C++ for the time being.
Yeah. But point I'm making is don't do parallel erase if you can avoid doing parallel erase. Because we have to do a lot of this
You make the
versus...
same thing as the other one.
Yeah, it's a lot of more boilerplate. And when you're trying to debug something, it's a lot more difficult to go through the debugger as well. Because when it has it in a single bundle in that array, it's all together versus spread out. So PID controllers, PID.update, sync desired RPM, desired output. So we have, so then motor, I. So we're just doing references, so it's just an alias. Then motor dot set desired output. So what do y'all think this output is if it's an integer?
Where it is?
Yeah, what it corresponds to on a motor.
Let's see.
The desired output. So if I tell a motor to have the desired output of 0, what do you think it should do?
It's not moving at all.
What if I tell it like 100? It just starts moding. Yeah.
The RPM?
Sadly, not. The only way you can control a motor
Yeah.
is either through the current or the voltage.
Oh.
And so in order to get to specific speed, you need to have, you need a specific
Wouldn't it be
RPE.
nice if it could be like
Yeah.
10 meters per second?
You-
Okay.
Oh no, that's what this code is actually doing.
Well, yeah, but that's
yeah.
through the current or the voltage.
No, I feel you. It does suck. Now, what's good about the fact that we can do it manually is we can fine tune it, because our BattleBot motors on the chassis do not let us fine tune it. It sets it on its own, which led to power spike issues.
Oh, is that what you were penalized for?
Yeah.
Hmm.
So here, set desired output. So PID dot get value, and huzzah! We got that done.
This is so simple.
So
I mean, it's just like all the different names of stuff is kind of cool.
Well, for me, it's mostly like I have no idea how to get this.
Yeah.
like how? Oh, like
Well, I can
yeah.
kind of understand. So like it kind of is.
I feel like I understand the logic, but I don't
Yeah.
understand actually how it is written. But that's for me and my own time to
Yeah.
figure out.
I will say the more you dive into it, it's like speaking a language
I
basically.
mean, just seeing you do it helps understand.
Yeah, cause like I've noticed that when I was trying to do it from stuff from scratch at times, like I just didn't know how to do it.
Yeah.
But then when I see examples, I'm able to not only learn from them but also adapt them. Chassis tank drive command. We will have time to finish this. Everyone, give yourself a high five. And I'm no longer answering any more questions. Is Aruw-edu? Just kidding. Okay, so look, next you will be finishing the chassis tank drive command. So, constructor. The constructor for this object is stores in the past chassis, and then you should also call the commands add subsystem requirement. This is an important part of boilerplate. Without add subsystem requirement, the command will not act on anything. It actually gets disabled because the programmers of the library assumed that if it had no subsystem, it just was an error. Now, instead of not even refusing to compile, they let the code run with the error. So, in programming, it's generally encouraged, for the most part, especially when you're in the development phase, is to tell things to crash or refuse to compile if something that's not supposed to happen is happening. Because you know immediately something wrong is happening. But if it lets it happen in the background, then it kind of just lingers there. So we're going to go here into wherever the command is. I hope they have the command. Chassis tank drive command .hpp. So control operator interface gets an operator interface. So notice it has a reference to chassis, right? What do you think happens if I do this? So what a command is supposed to do is it takes a subsystem and starts telling it to do stuff. A subsystem provides an abstracted way of controlling components like motors. So instead of having to say front left motor do this, front right motor do that, I can say forwards, backwards, left and right. But the actual behavior is the command. So you can think of the command more like a driver, while the subsystems are kind of like the steering wheel. It just simplifies things more intuitively for the command to work with. So if I do this, it will pass a copy of chassis. So when it tells that copy to do something, it's not going to act on the actual chassis. The same thing here. If I have this variable as a copy, it's going to work on its own version, not the actual version. Now, there might be a chance there's... Yeah?
I'm sorry, I'm just thinking like it's Python, but it's just like calling a variable. Like it already has a
But
definition when you do that.
this will automatically make a new one if you don't reference the original.
Yeah, so like it's like
Yeah.
a normal variable in Python.
So yeah, I believe in Python and Java, if it's not a primitive value, it gets passed by reference by default.
Yeah.
But in some cases, you do want to make a copy, but that's another story for another day. So constructor, let's make
Why
the
don't they make it backwards so it's by default, and then if you don't want it to be associated, make a copy.
originates from C.
Okay.
Because for a very long time, C++ was a superset of C, where if you wrote code in C++ that only used C features, it would compile. But then at some point it stopped being the case. But let's see. So, why is this doing? Expected a... Okay. Namespace, so... The reason why this is giving the error, because it thinks it's a lowly function with this name, you have to give it the scope. Yeah. So...
I was like, you? Like the URT?
And then operator interface. We're almost done. I feel the fatigue's settling in too. So, step one, the constructor. So the execute function. So every time a command is active, this gets repetitively called. So initialize is already there. Execute. Initialize is already. Oh yeah. Wait, what? Bool? So that's just a true and false value.
No, it's just a boolean, but you don't use a bool.
Yeah. Lazy. Boon. So execute function. Let's see what it wants us to do. The function should set the chassis to the desired speed values reported by the control operator interface. Use operator's interface to get chassis tank left output and that. So convert this into max chassis MPS before passing it to that. Okay.
How about you do it?
So it already has it defined. So see how it's static? What does that mean?
But it can be tuned.
No, static.
I don't know.
Static means that it belongs to everyone.
Oh,
It
fuck,
doesn't
yeah.
belong for its communism.
What? Okay, yeah.
It's pure
It's
communism.
Like, you said it's like globalism. It's like,
Wait, what do you mean it belongs to everyone?
So
you can have it too.
when it's see this reference to chassis and how it's passed in here. So whenever you create a chassis tank drive command, you have to give it initial values, but it belongs to that specific instance. So if you give another instance a different chassis, yeah.
Okay,
But,
I
yeah.
just got confused because you said it belongs to everyone.
Okay, so
the static value is going to be static for all of the
Yeah.
all objects of that class.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is what we're gonna do.
Level to the class, yeah.
So
So every single chassis is going to have that.
float
same-
K left speed, and then yeah. Operator interface. Oh wait, execute. To interface dot get chassis tank left output. Now remember how we had some code for this to calculate this?
Yeah.
It would kind of suck if we had to like do that math here, right? Don't be UT.
No.
Only a fool would do that.
Or wait, K left speed
Wait,
times MPS, and then right 4x, and then for right convert abstract input to tangible speeds. And then chassis. Remember when we created this variable to, this function to set velocity tank drive?
oh yes, I do. It's
What should we put here?
accepting.
What variable should we type?
Desired chassis speed. and
Well, it's a
then
float left or float right, right?
Yeah, so which one?
Oh, like the left? Oh, what are the instructions from the
Well,
tutorial?
yeah, so the first one is left, which
Right.
one's right, so which float should I use? Yeah. So what's it called?
K left speed.
And then which one?
K right speed.
K right speed.
Okay. Awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome right speed.
So let's see what it says with the end. The function should set the chassis desired speed to all zeros. So this function,
Function N, right?
whenever it is yeeted,
Yeeted.
yeah, so a function becomes active, then it can also become inactive.
So this is inactive.
So once it stops running, do we want the chassis to just keep trying to move in its current
No,
node?
I like these questions.
So-
Explain to me.
This is
If you want it to stop, you want it to move? No.
this is what we do.
Oh,
When it's
yeah,
done,
that's smart,
we clean up
yeah.
after
Give
our
another
mess.
question like that.
When it comes across.
Oh, man. I have to earn it.
Count your days.
So we don't have to actually use this value, but this is the default value for all command. The interface for all commands. So all commands have a function end, and it takes a boolean. So interrupted means.
Is it like ended yes?
So end means did the function end itself, or did the function get interrupted by something else? Because if a function is in the middle of something got interrupted, sometimes, yeah.
Then you know what would happen.
So. So what is end? It should set it all
To zero.
desired speed, right? And so the robot does not run away. Sad face. Nah, happy face.
Happy face.
Chassis dot set. Now technically, I mean, we could do a variable for like no magic numbers, though the comment usually gives, and the zero is a very special magic number. But if it's anything but zero, give it a variable name. Okay. I wonder if, okay, let's actually see if does this compile or no. Robot. Next you'll be finishing the robot class.
I thought we were done. You liar.
I thought it said done.
You liar.
Okay, no, this is quick. So, chassis subsystem, declare chassis subsystem. This chassis will have to be appended to the name. We're gonna speedrun through this.
fast typing right
I have no
The
more
more-
brain in me.
Just
took
switch
it
it
out
all on
and
that
po-
one.
I took it out,
Didn't
polished
expect the
it.
next one.
You were what?
I took my brain out and I polished it out.
So
No.
standard.
It's beautiful.
Just carve it. Carve it
No,
in.
I don't want
You can't insult me. My brain is too smooth. The insults
Slides
just
on.
roll. Yeah. So drivers declare chassis. So chassis, and then chassis subsystem. Notice, other note is that this you need to say include chassis subsystem to be able to access this.
Oh, so it's like
It's
oh,
imp-
include, yeah, it's like a
C++ is getting imports, but the embedded compiler doesn't support them. Our CV code base will be using imports. So declare chassis. So chassis. So what do we do? Chassis tank drive command. Whoa! Declare.
you have to understand it so easy to
What's your convention on using underscores for some of these and something
Oh,
else?
they're private variables.
Or you can
So-
put M to remember.
Oh.
Remember.
Yeah. So if it affects the state of the class of an instance, this just helps signify that you're messing with the state of the class. Because when you have functions that don't change anything, that have no side effects, they're just less dangerous or less error prone. But if you are doing with something dangerous, you're at least being explicit that this is where this function is messing with the fabric of reality, versus a function that just calculates current values and gives you a value. Because if a function has a side effect, whenever you run it, it can influence other things. But if it has no side effects, that means it doesn't really. It might read values, but it's not touching anything.
I'm gonna touch you now.
Let's see, robot, and then standard.cpp. So tank drive. So construct chassis. Okay, we're gonna do this. Drivers becomes drivers, and then chassis subsystem.
Robot drivers and drivers. And drivers and drivers. And chassis and drivers.
Who the heck's... They better have a default chassis config. I'm just gonna give it... Okay, we're just gonna give it a default value. I wonder... Will that work? Yes. So, it takes a driver and then a config, but...
But you don't know what the config is because you didn't write it.
Yeah,
Okay.
it takes a while to write the config. Plus, they didn't give us config,
That's
so...
not the real thing.
Chassis command. Oh, tank drive command. And then
Wait, what are we doing right now?
we're just giving the tank drive command a chassis. Boop. Oh, it needs the drivers. I believe. Does it need a pointer? Oh, it takes a chassis and a control operator interface.
Oh, those are the parameters. Oh, I get it now.
So drivers, so usually control operator interface is placed in drivers. That is not the best architecture. In our code, input handlers are handled by the robot. So the robot, like how it creates a chassis and a tank drive commands, it creates a custom input handler. The reason being is that there could be different types of input handlers, like an autonomous one, a manual one, but we're already having an autonomous one right now. So by allowing the robots to deal with that on their own, because drivers is the same for everyone. So if we spam it with different kinds of conflicting input handlers, it can lead to a mess.
So we have it as its own thing?
Yep.
So, the chassis and the tank drive are gonna be parameters for the robot, or what was that again? Like why? I understand why we're using like drivers parentheses drivers because we're just setting like the value. We're saying okay, store this driver into drivers, but then you're using the curly braces.
No, it's just this. Curly.
Curly brackets then, right?
No.
No,
I mean,
Just
technically
braces.
they are curly brackets, but don't.
but just
Don't need
color
them.
braces.
No.
Let's-
You have them. Here, anyways.
Oh, let's try run task. Let's see if I don't think the test
You're part of the
will.
crossfire, I'm sorry.
Let's see if it actually compiles for once. And then
What's that?
we finished. So the robot run tests, SCons tests, tutorial to test tank
So
drive.
like this granny classes are gonna come out soon.
Granny? Oh.
PIPM shell.
My vision's not that bad. I kept it like close my one good eye. But I can't see anything. I think I'm farsighted in one eye and nearsighted in the other.
We had the exact same error happen to us on her computer when we were trying.
Oh,
I don't know what happened.
let's see. PIP.
Dude.
However, which version of SCons are you using on that environment?
Oh,
Oh yeah.
hold up.
Duh.
PIP
Yeah.
install.
That's all I
G
kept
cover.
telling him to do stuff in the
Yeah,
But
it's
the
weird.
point of the rest is you forgot them.
No module called
You
run.gcode.
installed it.
Dude, Raven and Raven just put Rave. That's dope as shit.
Let's see. Gcover sudo app install gcover. Google test coverage. For some reason it really wants it, and
Is that not part of the script you made? Because we actually do the G test
yeah,
but
well
this
it's
is
not.
for the RUWAG.
Oh.
This is for run test. No module named. Yeah, it's installed. So PIP.
Is the environment supported, I guess?
Let's try this. Did not.
Hatchlight? What's hatchlight?
It might be using a deprecated version of gcov,
Possibly.
but either way, the being able to run the scons test.
Yeah.
Oh, scons run test. Really? I'm gonna just do this. So run gcov. So gcov. So these quotation marks
Yeah.
means that it needs to be a. That's odd.
It's specific.
I might regret this.
You're recording Tiber.
That's weird because this is used in here. Run gcov.
Uh-oh.
I gotta go. I have class at 6.
Hey, well, either way, the unit tests for the Tapper tutorial aren't as important. It does compile, so we're pretty much good. You can run this on an actual robot.
What's
Pragma,
That's for the header. This is the header part, I think.
it prevents duplicate. Hashtag Pragma once. I think there's
So-
other Pragmas.
It's pretty cool. I don't understand it like
That's
as
how you
good as
do
him.
Tapper.
But when you know how you have your like imports on Python,
So
right?
does
So
build
in
and
C++, you
wow.
have the input.
2-hour lecture, huh?
Yeah.
So whenever if you have two different header
Peace
files
out.
that are including the same thing twice, it's gonna give you an error because then you have
I was about to
the
try to
same
come
thing
up with some
defined
catchy
twice.
catchchrice, but I'm not.
No,
But-
do it.
By
No,
using
no,
Pragma once,
no.
you make sure that if you already included
No.
it, you include it.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I was like,
How does
One-
what-
Definitely not gonna be a team
It just
motto. Is
checks
not.
if he
We're
has
not
to
saying
run, or it
Fang
defines
Oh,
like
out.
it doesn't.
Valuable?
No, no.
Why?
We could be like,
No. It's when you're
Ooh,
compiling.
ooh.
something.
Oh, it's when you combine.
It's already programming department.
So we weren't able to get her RUW set up.
There's a tutorial
we-
videos I recorded for that. So
Okay.
just follow the videos step by step, and you'll be good.
okay.
Okay.
That's why I record these. So like,
Yeah. I get it.
so
But what if we encounter a mistake? Like, what
just
do we
then ask a
follow?
question.
Well, that's what I was trying to do, but you referred me to the videos.
Oh wait, what error came up?
That we didn't have spawns.
It says
Oh.
module not found or something like that.
Oh wait, you have to do the PIPN shell because they'll have scons installed.
Right, we went into
Oh.
we did PIPN
Oh.
install and then PIPN shell and then scons build
I see.
and it wasn't working.
Oh, so you have to install the requirements.txt thing
From
but-
the RUW?
into RUW-edu. So you kind of just do like the ../../../ until you get into the other program directory with the requirements.txt.
Inside RUW or in
From inside RUW-edu
Yeah.
while running PIPN.
you go to requirements.txt?
You're just
Where
eating
is
that
like,
list.
kinda, like,
Here, let me show you. Here,
Okay,
here,
you
check
can
this out.
show her.
Oh. Hey. Oh, yo, come here. Oh wait, never mind. This visible. So, all you do is pip install
Wait, hold on. Let me get to my terminal.
minus.
Well, I wish
Or-
you called it Pip. It's so cute. But you don't.
Okay, what do I do?
So you're in a PIPN in ARUW-edu project,
Yeah.
right?
Wait, where am I supposed to go first?
An ARW plug. ARW
Yeah.
project.
Okay.
What time is it?
Wait, how do I move
I think it's
directories?
6.
We should.
Oh, we should
No
do-
worries. But you see that? How I'm doing that
Yeah, I'll
from
just
within
take a
here?
picture and I'll figure it out.
Yeah, because I didn't want us to go into overtime tomorrow. We're either gonna solder the turret or
Oh,
just
yeah.
not solder the
Oh,
resolder
yeah.
the turret head, because we need it ready for the fundraiser
Cool.
Wait, when's the fundraiser?
Wednesday.
What day is Monday?
Oh.
The test.
What, January?
Yeah, probably right. You're
Let's
talking about this
see.
upcoming
Is
Wednesday?
that?
Oh, yeah,
'cause
upcoming.
Thursday is next for calculus. Or there's engineering.
Well,
Yeah, no. I can probably do it
My
after
password is
engineering
one.
see,
if
piece.
I'm not too
I'm still
sure.
recording.
I know.
Hold on, what should I say to end it?
Fang. Did you know?
Roll out,
we're
Autobots, roll out. Or what did I say?
Autobots roll out. Screw it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's good.